Hi TED aspirants, welcome to my channel. So, you already know that psychology is one of the most important subject to crack the TET exam. There are many topics which are included in psychology. Among them, one of the most important topic is growth, development, maturation. We can expect at least two questions from this topic. If you revise the previous exam question papers, then you'll come to an understanding that how many questions were being asked. Now, so today our topic is also growth, development and maturation. Now let us start with growth. Suppose, for an example, you have met a child 2 years before. At that time, the child was short and slim. You met the same child after some years. When you came across him, you have found that he has become tall and also gained some weight. Now, you can understand that with his appearance, you will come to a conclusion that he has grown a bit. So, growth is of two types, external and internal. External growth is the growth of the body parts which are visible. And internal is nothing but growth of the body organs, internal body organs. For example, heart, kidney, brain, etc. Now, growth is a quantitative change. Growth do not happen lifelong. It stops at particular period, nothing but adolescence. No one grow their height after their adolescence. We can measure the growth. Growth is dependent upon the development. So now coming to the next subtopic, development. What do you mean by development? Now let us understand this with the example. Now let us take 4 people belonging to different age category. For example, a child of 7 years, a child of 14 years, a person of 25 years and another with 35 years. Now 4 of these people who are belonging to different age groups, when they came across a incident, will they respond equally? Will their response will be similar? Obviously no. Their response will be different. Why this so? Because this is nothing but development. The moral, the social, the emotional, the cognitive change in the behavior is nothing but development. It is different for different group of people. Development is a qualitative and quantitative change in the body. Development takes place throughout the life, from the conception to the death. Development is a broad concept when you compare it with growth. Development has some set of principles. Depending upon that principles itself, we can clearly understand that we are going to do in the next schedule. Now, just try to understand that development is a qualitative and a quantitative process. Development happens throughout the age from conception to death. Development is not accurate. Even though it happens internally, we cannot calculate the development. These 3 important points you're supposed to remember. You keep this in the mind. Now, the next subtopic is maturation. Maturation is simply can be explained as change in the innate abilities. What do you mean by change in innate abilities? Innate, by born, we achieve some abilities. The growth of those abilities is nothing but maturation. For example, there's a newborn baby who cannot withhold his head as soon as he born. But after 4 months, he can put his head up. He can withhold his head. In the same way, see, this we did not make him to learn it. He has obtained it. It is an innate ability. There is a growth in these 4 months. And also, the baby after few months start crawling. It is not taught by anyone. It is his ability, innate ability, but it has grown some growth in these months of time. Crawling, jogging, running, walking, this all comes under the maturation. So maturation includes growth and development, and maturation plays a very important role in the learning process. So these, if you had understood the important basic points of these, this would be enough. And the principles of development will be discussed in the next chapter, next class. Okay, thank you.